Welcome to the Art of Enjoying God. My name is William Verhey, and I wanted to share a little bit about where this blog came from and what it is that we're doing here. Most everybody would acknowledge that God is important. Whether you're Catholic or Protestant or Jewish or Muslim, or even if we swing toward the Eastern side of things, most everybody, unless you're hardcore atheist or agnostic, acknowledge that God is at least important, whatever that looks like. But I think it seems like most of us really don't know where to go from there. Because we know that God is important and that He made everything and that there's some kind of plan for the universe. And we have a list of stuff that we're supposed to do to kind of meet God's standard. But where do we go from there? We're made for more than just living out some sort of list or a set of obligations that never ends, or life is more than a duty. We know that we were made for something more, but we really aren't quite sure what it looks like or how to go about it. And I named the blog The Art of Enjoying God because I got it from the Nicene Creed, where it says the chief end or the purpose of man is to know God and to enjoy Him forever. But it actually is a little more than what it sounds like, because it's not some passive sitting back, kind of enjoying, like watching TV kind of thing. No, we weren't made that way. God is not that way. He is active. He is on the move. He has got big plans for this place, and He wants us to be involved. He is committed to redeeming this world, to making it the beautiful place that it was made to be, not the messed up place that we know and sometimes love. Now, He's got big plans, and He is actively pursuing them, and He wants us to be a part of it. But none of that is going to happen until we find a place where we enjoy being with Him, where we can actually relax with Him and listen to Him, not out of a place of fear or obligation or guilt, or not because anybody told us to, but because we actually enjoy it, enjoy Him. And it's not so easy. We can talk the talk, but really, what do we really live? What do I really live? That's what I'm trying to go after with this blog. And it really is a bigger issue than it would seem like, because it's an issue for all of humanity. Because we all have this common problem where we've forgotten who God is. We just forgot who He is. All the way back, think about this. Adam and Eve, they walked with God. They knew Him. They talked with Him. They saw His light and they weren't blinded. They heard His voice and they didn't end up on the floor. They walked with Him in the cool of the day. And that doesn't maybe sound so dramatic, but think about who God is. God is, using some metaphors in the Bible, God is Father. In the Old Testament, Abraham was the friend of God. In the New Testament, Jesus says He's our friend. Jesus is our brother. In the Old Testament, in the Song of Solomon, Jesus or God is a lover pursuing his bride. In Hosea, he is a husband who's pursuing the bride that ran away. You put all that together, and He is ultimate in relationship. He's everything our heart needs and longs for and wants. But then you have this whole other side of God, where He is, not another side, but a different way that the Bible talks about Him. He is the way, the truth, the life. He's the rock. He's the foundation. He is light. He is love. He is life. You put all of that together, put it all together, and you have everything we need. That's who God is. He's totally what we need. Everything we want. Even when we don't know what it is we want, because we're confused, He is what we want. He is everything. He meets every need of our heart, of our practical experience. It's Him. Adam and Eve had it. And in the blink of an eye, or the bite of an apple, they lost it. And what happens when you have everything and then nothing? Chaos, confusion, darkness, despair. Can you even imagine what it was like for them? One minute they knew God, and the next minute they were running from him and making excuses and trying to hide from him, trying to scrounge around for any bit of cover they could find. We're pretty much in the same boat. And it's not pretty. Because ever since that moment, we have been on this long road home. And it's been a long road. Because for a while there, mankind forgot that there even was a God. We invented hundreds and thousands of them until the time of Abraham, where he said, no, there is one God. And then in the book of Job, God starts trying to talk to us and tell us about himself, that he does not punish us out of vengeance. He's not angry at us, that there's actually a bigger picture going on around us that we need to see, that we just can't see, so we just have to trust him. But we couldn't hear that. We didn't get the message of God's grace for thousands of years until the time of Christ. And then we forgot it again. And then we had to have a reformation and revivals and constantly, relearning things and learning more and more about who God is. And it's a process. It's a process for me. It's a process for you. Not always a pretty process. And I want to develop this more fully as we go along. But the key to this thing, as it says there, the key to enjoying God is letting him enjoy you. But that's really difficult for us to do because we have some major obstacles in the way. Where, again, we've forgotten who he is and what he's like. But even more than that, fundamentally, what happened in the garden? I want to go back to this later on, but what happened in the garden? They ate from the tree, the knowledge of good and evil, which they should not have done, and we should not do. Because we've not been given permission to do it. Good and evil are moral judgments. And we're not the judge. We're not qualified to be the judge. When you do something good, you feel good about yourself. When you do something bad, or you see somebody else do something evil, you think bad of them. That's a bad person. You're a good person, bad person. Well, we're not qualified to make those judgments because I don't know who I am or who you are. Because the only person who knows who I am or who you are is the one who made us. And he's the judge. Now, there still is right and wrong, and those are very different things than good and evil. Because to do right is just to do the right thing, the thing that works. To do wrong is to do the thing that doesn't work. And, as I said, God is light, he is love, he is life. So when we do something in God, well, the result is light, love, and life. Can't help but be that way. When we do something that's not God, when we live out of something that's not who he is, well, the only result is death and darkness. But that's not him judging us for that. That's our own decisions, our own actions, or sometimes the actions of others that have affected us. So the thing is, then, to find out who God is. To find out the thing that works. This one who is light and life. That's all that's really important. Is who is he? And that's not a list of things to do. It's not a obligation. It's not a philosophy. It's not a theology. It's not a science at all. It's a relationship. It's an art. It's the art of enjoying God.